and welcome to the real estate edition of That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney, where Thursdays at 9 a.m. real estate becomes show business. We've got our new site up, TampaBayREO.com. It's been up for a few weeks now, but it was still lacking some of the functionality on the site, but we got all that up and running now, so we direct you over to TampaBayREO.com, which is your foreclosure resource for Tampa Bay foreclosures. So we put up the list of the different REO properties currently available for sale in Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, Manatee, Sarasota, Sumter, and Polk, which is pretty much the coverage area that I service in Tampa Bay. And so TampaBayREO.com, excellent resource for available foreclosures in our area, and it will continue to grow and grow and grow with many more resources. All the videos of that business show 2.0, the real estate edition, made available on there without the other programs, strictly just the real estate edition portion. If you're finding this podcast on iTunes for the first time, we do a regular weekday show Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on thatbusinessnetwork.com, simply titled That Business Show 2.0, where we interview entrepreneurs and business professionals. But each week I do a show strictly on real estate, which is my core business and a business that I want to be able to help you out in as well. So if you're based in Tampa Bay as a home buyer or a home seller, an investor or an asset manager with some properties or a portfolio to sell, make me your resource. I've sold over 2,000 properties or so in the Tampa Bay area and know what it takes to get your home sold. And also doing this podcast, giving back to the community, a lot of educational resources that I like to give back to, realtors, to home buyers, to home sellers, to educate them on the things that I have learned through the years. And real estate is just one of those things you can't learn unless you actually do it. Whether you're a realtor, whether you're an experienced investor, or you're an asset manager, you got to really get in there and learn that, because real estate, from an academic standpoint, really is very minuscule. I mean, how many colleges have real estate programs? There's not too many. There's some out there, but even though with academia, until you get out there and do it, you don't really understand the business. And you go and get a real estate license, you go through the real estate schools. Those don't teach you anything about being a real estate agent or how to buy and invest in real estate. And so I've given back a lot of information on this program, from how foreclosures work, talking about the evictions and cash or keys processes, to the mindset of the typical bank and how they price and market their properties, how to make effective offers in real estate, how to buy properties from HUD, the Government Housing Authority, how to buy Fannie Mae properties, how to buy Freddie Mac properties, the VA properties. I go into a lot of different discussions on that, how to properly price your home, the questions you should be asking when you buy a home, all those things covered here on this podcast, made readily available on iTunes through the podcast, also on TampaBayREO.com. Just simply look under the real estate videos tab, or we got the podcast player on there as well. Also, if you're a real estate professional and like to come on the program, we do entertain guests on the program. Reach out to me. Go to tbsinterview.com and send the request through the site there, tbsinterview.com. And if you're a business professional or entrepreneur listening to the program and you'd like to just talk about your business and it's not real estate related, we can put you on one of the other programs. Again, that's tbsinterview.com. So this week on the program is my monthly segment where I go through the statistics of what's going on in the real estate market and delve into some side topics from the discussion. But, we've been talking for the last few months about what's going on in the market, and the overall, consensus is that we are in a very undersupplied real estate market, and it's making it very difficult for buyers to find properties. And so first off, as a home buyer, to get yourself in a better position to purchase these homes, if you're fortunate to have cash, then you're in a primary position. But the majority of people, they need to get financed on the property. So the number one tip I could give you is to get that loan approval letter done prior to going to market looking for homes. And I'm not just talking about a pre-qualification letter. I'm talking about a full loan approval where you've submitted all your documents to the underwriter. They've reviewed and they've vetted you, and they said, yes, you are qualified to purchase a home up to X amount of purchase price. The only contingencies is title and appraisal of the property, which is on the seller's side of the table to produce. And so get that loan pre-approval loan loan done, not just a pre-qual. The pre-qual is where you call the mortgage officer, loan officer up. They run your credit. They ask you about your income. They ask you about your expenses. They punch it all into their desktop underwriting program, and it gives them a yeah, they're approved or they're not. Given that you've disclosed everything and you're 100% honest, it's not really a question of honesty. People forget, they round things off. And so especially if you're borderline, you may not qualify for a mortgage because your debt to income ratios may not be in line, or you may have a judgment against you may not be aware of. Things like that can come into play when you're purchasing a home. And so that makes your offer so much stronger when you can go to a seller who is getting multiple offers on the property, which is what happens in an undersupplied market. And your selling agent, if they're a good selling agent, can sell your offer to that listing agent and say, my offer is just as good as cash. My buyer has full loan approval. Their only contingency is title and appraisal of the property, of which is really on the seller side of the table to produce. And so even though you've got cash offers on the table, my offer, again, just as good as cash. My buyer fully approved for the mortgage. They've submitted all their documents. There's not going to be any surprises on my side of the table. And we're giving you more than what those cash offers are offering. And 9 times out of 10, cash offers come in below financed offers simply because cash buyers are going to be more conservative because they know that they have more power and they're more enticing to sellers, especially the distressed properties. And so again, position yourself properly to get those properties by getting a full loan approval. And if you need some recommendations and resources on people to get approved with, simply reach out to me, Jamie at TampaBayRadio.com. There's a contact form also on TampaBayREO.com. Jamie at TampaBayRadio.com will get you in touch with me, and I can get some recommendations out for you to get you that full loan approval. So let's take a look at what's going on in Hillsborough County for the month of July 2017. So available properties in the multiple listing service up to $150,000. We're looking at about 302 properties. 150,000 to 300,000. That's the meat of our curve. That's the median price point in Tampa Bay, which is about 150 to 160 is probably considered to be the median. A very affordable city to move into compared to the other metros. 1,826 properties available for sale. From time to time, I talk with realtors on the program that are from other cities, such as San Diego and Miami, and I always ask the question, what is your median price point? And I'm always blown out of the water when they tell me $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. And here in Tampa Bay, which is a great, a sleeper major city, we're still selling homes at a median price point of $150,000 and $160,000, and you can even buy homes for $30,000 and $40,000 if you're willing to put a little bit of work into them. Sometimes a lot of work, depending on the home. But you can buy homes for as cheap as that. Just unheard of in all of the other major cities, and so much of the movement in the population of the people that are coming to Florida are coming to the Tampa Bay area because of the affordability. Jacksonville is also kind of on par with Tampa Bay, although they do have a slightly higher price point. But areas such as Miami, which is encompasses all the southeastern region of the area. It's a very desirable major city to live in. Very, very unaffordable for the typical first-time home buyer, unless you're fortunate enough to move into the area with a well-paying job. So Tampa Bay, a great area to move into with a lot of growth potential in the community. Also, we're on the west side of Florida, very protected from a lot of the seasonal weather that comes through in forms of hurricanes, although we do get a tropical storm from time to time. There's just 100 years of history without any major devastating weather in Tampa Bay versus Miami and some of the other areas within Florida. So consider Tampa Bay your home, and if you're out of the area looking to invest, international investors are coming over here in droves right now. Consider me your resource. Reach out to me, whether you're selling a home in the area or you're looking to invest in the area or just buy a home for the first time. Commercial real estate included, and want to be your resource. So please contact me, Jamie at TampaBayRadio.com, or use the contact form over at the new TampaBayREO.com website. Phone number 813-760-8516. Again, 813-760-8516. Let's go back over here and take a look at the available inventory here in, again, Hillsborough County. After you move up past 300,000 to 500,000, we got about 1,247 homes currently available for sale. 500,000 to 750,000. 461 homes available for sale, and from there it drops off quite rapidly, with $750,000 to $1 million in about 185 homes, and then over $1 million up to 2.5 or more million, 100 and just around 200 plus homes even in that price point over $1 million. So as you can see, Tampa, Hillsborough County, which is the home of Tampa, and a couple of other major cities. Actually, that is the biggest major city in the area. There's Plant City and Lutz and Tasasa, but Tampa is the major city inside Hillsborough County. But we don't have a lot of $1 million and up properties, due in large part because it's not a beach community. A lot of people associate Tampa Bay as a beach community, but Tampa itself is not on the beach. It's got the bay, which is, there's no beachfront there. There's sidewalks and nice little parks you can go and have some water views, but it's not beach community like Pinellas County. We'll talk about Pinellas County here in just a little bit, the home of Clearwater, Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida, St. Pete Beach, and a lot of the Key Islands, things like that are over in that area. So again, on today's program, we're talking about what's going on in the marketplace from a statistical standpoint. I do this each and every month on the program using an Excel file that is made available on demand. If you'd like a copy of this, happy to send this out to you. We're going to start getting this up on the website at tampabayreo.com as well. So once I have that positioned up there, I will tell you where and how to easily download that, but that should be made available right there on the homepage. So if you're listening to the program, it may already be up there. So simply look on the homepage of tampabayreo.com or reach out to me, Jamie, at tampabayradio.com. Happy to send you over these spreadsheets that we produce each and every month. It is an excellent tool to educate yourself, educate your buyers if you're a real estate agent, and keep track of what's going on out there in the marketplace so you can become a better negotiator in real estate. So again, new episodes of this program each Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, thatbusinessnetwork.com, made available on demand, also on iTunes and on YouTube. Please find us there and subscribe and like us as well. Helps the program grow. So you're listening to the real estate edition of the program. We'll be back in a moment.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
We're back to the real estate edition of That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney. In business here in Tampa Bay, selling real estate over 10 years and 2,000 plus properties sold, working with a variety of different clients and specializing in the sale of bank-owned properties. So I'd like to be your resource for buying or selling real estate. Reach out to me, Jamie at TampaBayRadio.com. Also, you can take advantage of our free home valuation. Just go to thathomevaluation.com. And if you're in Tampa Bay, we'll get you over a free home valuation. And if you're in another area, we can help you as well through our vast relocation and referral network. And I talk a lot of times on this program about the value in going to a real estate agent to be referred to another real estate agent in their network, because these agents that work those relocation and those referral leads, they are vetted before being allowed to accept leads from that program, because that is core to the brand of the company. And so when you go to Coldwell Banker and you say, give me somebody in your relocation network, they're not going to just give you somebody off the street who has just walked into the office and they're calling themselves a realtor. They're going to give you somebody who is a quality real estate agent, who is a producer, and who has years of experience behind their own personal brand. And so reach out to me, whether you're in California, New York, San Diego, it doesn't matter where you're at, state or city in the intercontinental United States. We can help you. Again, Coldwell Banker is a national brand. It's an international brand as well. So even if you're in another country, I could probably help you out. I'm not sure how the licensing and referral networks work outside of the country, but I can definitely help you out within the United States. So please contact me and we can help you out getting you an agent through our relocation and our referral network. And the good thing about that, again, is because they are relying on leads coming through that network of referrals, if you're not satisfied with them, you have a sense, you have a way of holding them accountable, simply filing a complaint or feedback to the network providers, to the people that are servicing those leads, the people that make the network work. They can lead to the agent being thrown out of the network or improving their service, depending on the infraction or the lack of customer service as you give them the feedback. So again, reach out to me, Jamie at TampaBayRadio.com, and we can help you get in touch with somebody, whether you're buying or selling a home. So let's go back over here and take a look at what's going on in Hillsborough County in July 2017. We're showing you there what's available in the multiple listing service. Let's see what has closed here in the past 6 months. So 0 to 150,000. We've sold 1,400 homes, 1,404 to be exact, in that price point that have closed in the past 6 months. 150,000 to 300,000, we've sold 5,663 homes, so quite a bit of homes compared to what's currently on the marketplace right now. So that's a good sign. Things are moving, and especially if they're priced right, they're going to sell quickly right now. And so if your home is on the market and it's not selling, especially if it's under $250,000, which is where the bulk of the homes in Tampa Bay, Florida are, you've probably got a price, you've got a condition issue, or you have a marketing issue. You can have any of those three different things. It could be on your end, it could be on the real estate agent's end, it could just be in the condition of the home compared to other homes that are in your community or that are being compared with. And so that's where somebody like myself, who has sold over 2,000 properties, can help you understand how to get your home sold. So again, consider me a resource. Reach out to me, 813-760-8516, Jamie at TampaBayRadio.com, and we'd be happy to take a look at your current listing. If you're currently under contract with a real estate agent, this is not a solicitation to take the listing from them. Please, again, exercise your contract with your agent, but if it does expire and you're not happy with their services, please reach out to me, Jamie at TampaBayRadio.com. From 300,000 to 500,000, we're looking at just over 21 or just under 2,100 homes that have sold there in that price point. 500,000 to 750,000, 587 homes have sold in that price point. And then 750,000 to $1 million, 171 home sales in that price point. After that, the price points drop off again, $1 million up to, to the peak, which is rarely, I think our most expensive sale ever in Tampa Bay or city of Tampa or Hillsborough County, I should say. It's like $6 million, and that was rare. Most of the peak homes are just touching $2 million right now, and just over. So 89 homes between $1 million and $1.5 million, up to just 12 that have sold between $2.5 million and above. And again, that's not a lot of inventory in that price point. Much more so, though, in Pinellas County. We'll cover Pinellas County here in just a little bit. Average days on market, look at this, up to $150,000, we're averaging 36 days on market. The overall for this entire county is 60 days on market. So 36 days on market for a home price up to $150,000, that's incredibly low. The typical listing agreements are signed for 6 months, and through the years you're told that it takes 6 months to sell a home. People that listen to this program know I'm not a believer in it takes 6 months to sell a home. Unless it's a unique type of home. $1 million homes in different communities may take longer marketing. I'm not talking about those homes, but in Florida there are so many homes that are conforming subdivision homes that the home next door and all the other hundreds of homes surrounding it look and have the exact same feel. Those homes should be priced at a very similar price per square foot, and they should sell fairly rarely depending on the absorption rate. The absorption rate being how quickly homes are sold, directly related to the demand in the marketplace. But if your home is sitting out there for 6 months in a subdivision where all the other homes are moving at 36 days to 46 days on market, you've got probably a price issue. You could have a marketing issue, you could have a condition issue, but even homes that are in need of repair or that are poorly marketed, when the market is undersupplied because of technology today, it's very hard not to get seen on some site by somebody. All they got to do, as long as they stuck the home in the MLS, which is step number one of for a realtor when they take a new listing agreement, is to input it in the multiple listing service. From there, a number of different sites will pick that up, most notably Realtor.com, which syncs with the real estate multiple listing services in near real time. Other sites such as Zillow and Trulia and Homes.com, those are secondary sites versus Realtor.com, and I say that because the multiple listing service does not feed the information directly to those sites. Those sites have to get their information via third-party applications, most commonly ListHub, where brokerages send their real estate information to that service, and then that service disseminates it to those third service party providers. And so don't be surprised if you go to a Zillow.com and a Trulia and you call on a home that shows available for sale, that the realtor will tell you, oh, it's pending, or we sold that home 2 months ago. Depending on the brokerage and the information and how well they keep their own personal information updated, that information oftentimes is inaccurate and outdated. Price reductions not fed to the service property. And so the number one place online to look for all the real estate information is Realtor.com. I know a lot of people like Zillow.com because it has the Zestimate and has a lot of other nifty features, but Realtor.com has a lot of different stats and statistics and figures right there. And honestly, the Zestimate oftentimes isn't even close to being right. It's often inflated, and something that should not be relied upon for a person that's looking to sell their home or invest in a home, and in terms of real value. And there's a lot of pushback from the real estate community, the appraisal community, that the Zestimate is kind of a fraudulent representation of an appraisal, and so there's issues out there surrounding that. But regardless, don't rely on Zillow simply as your primary source of information. If you're wanting information in as near real time as possible, please use Realtor.com. Also, my site, TampaBayREO.com. It's not as flashy and showy as those sites, but you can search for real estate listings, and that information is pulled from our multiple listing service. So when you go to different realtors' sites, those information is pulled through IDX services, which stands for Internet Data Exchange. That is pulled from multiple listing service directly. But the other sites like Zillow, Trulia, Homes.com, there's hundreds of them out there. That is secondary information. So what I was saying, though, is even the most poorly marketed home at least gets to Realtor.com, and at least gets in front of some consumer, because that site gets enough traffic that they're going to see that the home is priced appropriately, and they know it's an undersupplied market. They're going to jump onto that home. So again, your home should be selling right now in Tampa Bay if it's priced well, especially if it's sitting at $250,000 and under. Again, $1 million homes, that's a whole different area of marketing and real estate. The absorption rate much different. The marketplace behaves differently. A lot of times the buyers are not within the own communities. They're international. They're coming from out of the areas. And so top listing agents who market homes in excess of $1 million have to utilize marketing techniques that take longer, such as magazines and television ads and infomercials, even to get their properties out to the masses. One of my favorite shows to watch, a $1 million listing in New York or in LA, in Miami, and it's interesting to see how those $1 million producers market their homes and how it differs from how many of the real estate agents market and sell their properties in Tampa Bay. I had the opportunity to interview Ryan Serhant on an old Jamie Maloney real estate show a couple of years ago when I was just first starting out in radio, and talking to him about how he marketed his homes in New York. Also about the show itself, $1 million listing, which is more drama than reality often times thing. But nonetheless, they'd use some very creative techniques to get those homes out to the international audience, which is who they are trying to sell their homes to. So again, I got to wrap up this segment, but let's take a quick look at distressed inventory. Short sales available for sale, 65, 114 REOs available for sale. In the past 6 months, 89 short sales have sold and 49 REOs have sold in the past 6 months. So as a percentage of the available inventory, short sales are only making up 1.5% of the available inventory. Foreclosures, 2.7% of the available inventory. And as the percentage of the closed sales, short sales make up 2%, and foreclosures that make up 5%. So distressed inventory continues to remain low in our Tampa Bay marketplace. When we come back from a break, we'll cover the other counties, Pinellas, Pasco, and touch on Polk if we have time. And you're listening to the Real Estate Edition of That Business Show 2.0. I'm your host, Jamie Maloney, where real estate becomes show business. And welcome back to the Real Estate Edition of That Business Show 2.0, where real estate becomes show business. New episodes every Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, thatbusinessnetwork.com, and you can find the program on iTunes as a podcast. We separate the podcast out from the original That Business Show 2.0 as a separate feed. So if you're only interested in the real estate topics on the program, simply search for That Business Show 2.0, the Real Estate Edition, and you'll find the other real estate, or you'll find the other podcast feed in addition to That Business Show 2.0. So on today's program, we're going through what's going on in the marketplace from a statistical standpoint. Very important that realtors know what's going on from a numbers standpoint, not just knowing the ways sourcing and getting listings and marketing properties. Understanding what's going on in the marketplace from a numeric standpoint really helps with negotiations and selling yourself to other home buyers and home sellers in the marketplace. So whether you're a realtor, a home buyer, a home seller, investor, or an asset manager, you're going to get a lot of information from these segments. And I do these once a month. You can go back through the other programs and look at how the numbers have compared from the past since I started doing this in March of 2017. Also, all those files are available for review and comparison, simply made available by sending me an email, jamie@tampabayradio.com. That's Jamie, jamie@tampabayradio.com. And the all-new Tampa Bay REO site is up, and we're going to shortly have these files available on demand on the site. So if you're listening to the program, I would say check tampabayreo.com. In future episodes, I'll be able to tell you they're definitely there. But we just got that site up and running with the functionality of search for real estate listings in Tampa Bay. Also, all the videos that we've done and audios that we have done for the real estate edition are made available on demand over there. Simply go to the real estate videos tab up on the front or on the menu bar, or go to the podcast button on the menu bar, and you can see that as well. And plenty of search options on the site, and availability to easily look up foreclosed properties available for sale by county on the homepage of the site. And we've got a tutorial video on the homepage also, where we take you through and walk you through the site. So that's on the homepage as well for review at tampabayreo.com. If you're asking me what is REO, that is real estate owned. That is an acronym for foreclosures, again, which has been my specialty over the last 10 years. And so that's where the REO comes from. It's a bank term that has kind of become commonplace within the real estate industry and amongst the general public due to the financial crisis that led to a lot of foreclosures being on the market. But historically, it was an internal term used by banks to describe and to reference real estate they owned versus real estate they were mortgaging, which is ideal for the bank. They don't want to be real estate owners, they want to be real estate mortgagers. And so that information comes from that right there. So let's take a look at what's going on in Pinellas County. Pinellas County, our sister county to the west of us in Hillsborough County. I myself based in Hillsborough County, but spent a lot of time over in Pinellas County selling real estate. And so Pinellas County, a much more built up area of the community, not a lot of vacant land over there. Pinellas County, a lot of that stuff was built in the 40s and 50s. So you're not going to find a lot of new developments over there. The homes over there are aged, many of them outdated in terms of functionality. You see a lot of homes, with one-car garages, one bathrooms. The typical homes today that are built come with a minimum 2 bathrooms usually, and 2-car garages, because most people in the household, or most couples are both working, so they have 2 cars versus 1940s and 50s when you only needed 1 car, hence 1-car garages. So over there in Pinellas County, up to $150,000, 201 homes currently available for sale in our multiple listing service. $150,000 to $300,000, 951 homes currently available for sale. $300,000 to $500,000, 686 homes available for sale. And from there is where you start to see a steeper drop off in values. The peak there of this is at $300,000, similar to what we see in Hillsborough County, but you still have a decent amount of homes that are in the $300,000 to $500,000 range, due in large part to more waterfront access that is over there in Pinellas County. The entire county borders the water, and so a lot of condominiums that are priced very expensively due to that. A lot of waterfront homes that helps keep that price point much higher on average than what you would see in Tampa Bay. $500,000 to $750,000, 398 homes available for sale. $750,000 to $1,218,000 homes available for sale. Million up to $1.5 million, we're sitting on 159 homes available. 1.5 to 2 million, 84 homes available. And from 2 million up to 2.5 and above, 75, 37 and 75. So, lower 100 or so in that price point there. What's closed here in the past 6 months. And so look at this here. We've gotten 2,800 homes available for sale in the multiple listing service overall. And we've closed in the past 6 months 7,300. So you can see the sales is outpacing the demand quite substantially, with an average days on market overall in this county at 52. And that's for all of the price points, 52 days on market. So homes moving very quickly in the Tampa Bay region. What's sold in the past 6 months up to $150,000 is 1,259 homes, averaging 37 days on market. 150,000 to 300,000, 3,786 homes that have sold in the past 6 months, with 39 days on market being the average. 300,000 up to 500,000, 1,453 homes available for sale, with 58 days on market on average. 500,000 to 750,000, we have 507 homes available, 92 days on market there on average. And as you can see from this point on, the days on market begins to grow because at that price point, the marketing techniques begin to shift and it takes longer to sell the homes at that point. 750,000 to 1,165 homes that have sold in the past 6 months. And then from $1 million on up to $2.5 million and on up, coming in just under probably 150 or so, 160 homes in that price point right there. The distressed inventory, short sales, just 28 of these available for sale. 59 foreclosures currently available for sale. And so when I talk about my business shifting, you can see why my business is shifting right there as a foreclosure agent. Years ago, that would be like 500, 600 homes available for sale because inventory was much higher and there was much more distressed inventory on the marketplace at that time. But in today's market, not a whole lot. So a lot of the REO brokers have went out of business, or they've had to reinvent themselves. And REO brokers, a lot of times, don't reinvent themselves. It's a niche area of the business. Oftentimes, many of them are introverted, and when the business changes, they fall out of the business. They don't like to transition to retail and other areas of real estate. They're very good at that niche and what they do, but if you ask them to show you homes on the weekend, they'll probably turn you down. Something that I myself have not done a lot of in the past 10 years, because once you become a foreclosure sales agent and you have those clients, you have a source of listings that comes in rarely, given that you produce and do a good job. And I don't want to say that real estate, bank-owned property sales is by any means easy. It's not. It's much more difficult to manage than regular real estate listings, due in large part to the expense management, to the constant reports, to the demands and the regulations in the industry. The one key area of difference between REO agents and traditional real estate agents, though, is that traditional real estate agents are much better at sourcing multiple sources of listings. REO agents get in with a handful of different banks and servicing providers, and they lose that edge in going out there and talking to people about getting listings. And I've talked on this program that the #1 way to stay successful in real estate is by getting listings. Buyers are secondary and are oftentimes the entry point into real estate. You begin to work with buyers, but at the same time, you need to begin to develop your community of service for listings. And whether it's a certain subdivision, whether it's a certain area of the county, maybe it's the entire city, whatever. But the listing agents that do best are people that are specific to a neighborhood, and so, or a certain niche. And that is how you survive in real estate, because listings also generate buyer calls, and you have the opportunity to double end the deal, so you get both the buying and the selling agent commission, or listing agent and the selling agent commission on a property. And so you get 2 units instead of 1. A buyer's agent only has the opportunity to earn 1 side of a deal, but as a listing agent, you have the opportunity to earn 2 sides of the deal. And so it also helps get your name out there in the community much more than what a buyer's agent does. And so if you're going to survive in real estate, you're going to survive because you have the ability to source listings. And if you're a good listing agent, you source a listing and you let somebody else sell it. All you do is put it into your marketing plan, keep your seller updated with regular updates, present the offers, and you can kind of systemize the entire process and really help yourself make a lot of money and survive in real estate. But if you're a buyer's agent, that's a frustrating area of the business, because you're not holding, the buyers aren't held to anything in terms of compensating you. You'll spend a lot of time with them, and they'll get denied a mortgage, they'll change their mind, they'll call off a sign and purchase the property directly from another listing agent, and then you're left with $0 in compensation. So again, the way to survive in real estate is by sourcing and getting listings. And REO agents do that very well with their clients, but once they start to dry up, they got to go out there and become traditional real estate agents. A lot of them struggle with that. So let's look at percentage of distressed inventory here on the marketplace here in the closing minutes of this segment. Short sales as a percentage of the available inventory, 1% in Pinellas County. Foreclosures as a percentage of the available inventory, 2% in Pinellas. Short sales as a percentage of the available closed sales, coming in at 1.43%. Foreclosures as a percentage of the closed sales in Pinellas County for the past 6 months, 4.44%. And days on market, short sales coming in at 98 days on market, and foreclosures averaging 48 days on market. Again, that's a big dip from years ago when short sales were averaging in excess of 6 months on market, as were in foreclosures that even at their peak were averaging 2 to 3 months on market. Foreclosures being priced at a lower price point, even though condition is oftentimes lacking. People are attracted to foreclosures as being great deals, and they're not always great deals. And I am constantly getting people that are referred to me, and they say they want to buy foreclosed properties, and I have to ask them, why has it got to be a foreclosed property? And I'll explain more about why you shouldn't ask that question and simply look for foreclosed properties when we come back from the break. And we'll also touch on the other counties, Pasco and Polk County. So you're listening to That Business Show, the Real Estate Edition. I'm your host, Jamie Maloney, where real estate becomes show business.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products: hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
And welcome to the Real Estate Edition of That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney, where real estate becomes show business. In that last segment there, I was talking about how oftentimes people approach me and they say, I'm looking to buy foreclosed properties. And I ask, my first question to them is, why is it got to be a foreclosed property? And they think, oh, I'm going to get a great deal, or the banks, and you're going to be able to get me a deal, ahead of hitting the multiple listing service. No and no. First off, not able to get a deal to a buyer ahead of hitting the multiple listing service. All the properties that pass through real estate agents are going to hit the multiple listing service, with a rare exception or two that I've had through the years where the banks have sold properties off market without going to the multiple listing service. But again, that's very rare, and those are unique circumstances. One of them I remember specifically was the person was currently living in the home as a renter, and they wanted to buy the property. That is a common request, but 99 out of 100 times, the typical response from the bank is, okay, they can make us an offer, but first take our cash or keys, move out, leave the home vacant, we'll put it on the multiple listing service, and then you can make the offer. They don't like to leave you in the property during the negotiation and during the contract period because of the emotional capacity of the deal. It could fall out, and then you could have, ill will against them as the seller, and you could go in there and cause harm to the property. And so they don't like to do that. So if you're a renter in a property, a real estate agent approach you just says the home's been foreclosed, you got to move out, and you want to purchase the property. You can try, but it's oftentimes that's usually what's going to happen. So don't be surprised if that is the response that is given to you. Move out, clean it out, take the cash or keys, and then you can make an offer after we put the home on the multiple listing service. A lot of people think that foreclosures are priced well and that they are a great deal. In years past, that held more so true. Right now, with the market being undersupplied and driving the market in years past, the banks oftentimes are overpricing their homes. And if they are priced beneath a fair market value, it's oftentimes because the condition is lacking. Foreclosed properties being vacant sometimes for many years, or if they're occupied up until the time of repossession by the bank, the homeowners or whoever's in the home oftentimes is not doing the upkeep on the home. If you're not paying the mortgage and you know you're going to lose the property, that small little roof leak isn't as big of a concern to you, or servicing the air conditioner is secondary at that point, because you're not worried about if it fails 5 years early, because you're not going to be here in 10 years or so to have to worry about that. So maintenance ideas go out the window, and condition begins to deteriorate. And I've seen properties sit vacant for many years. I got a current listing right now that's been vacant for 9 years, and it's just now gotten to the marketplace. I don't know what's been going on these past 9 years. It was involved in some illegal activity and traded hands, I guess a few times. It was tied up in litigation for a large part of that, but the home now 9 years vacant. It's to the point that mold has taken over a lot of the property, and it's a nice canal front property in Apollo Beach. I'll direct you over to 908 Eagle Lane. Priced well versus other homes in the area, but it's going to need $100,000 in work to bring it back up to speed. But we can't even get the power on in the property because the utility providers don't claim that they service the property. So I don't know what's happened in these past 9 years, but we're having a challenge right now even getting the power activated. It should be our provider for that area, which is Tampa Electric, but they have no record of it. The meter is long gone, so there is no meter number. And I've called all the other different utility providers to check just in case there is a chance that that is an outlier in which another provider from another county comes in there and services that one. But after 9 years, nobody is claiming it, and so we're going through the route with, I guess, upper management to get an engineer over there and solve the problem. But nonetheless, when properties sit for so long, they begin to deteriorate. And Florida is a bad place to let a home sit and not be to be managed. Well, number one, even if you have a vacant home in Florida, make sure you're running that air conditioner, because if you don't, the moisture that is naturally all throughout Florida just condenses inside of the home with that heat and the humidity, and mold forms inside these homes. And it can happen sometimes within days and weeks of air conditioners being turned off, depending on the mold spores that are in the air, and the humidity and the moisture level, or the humidity and the moisture levels, and the heat. So what air conditioning does is it removes the moisture from the air, so it keeps the air dry and prevents the home from forming mold. So even if you're vacating your home for some time, turn on the air conditioning, leave it about 80 degrees, and that should be fine. If you start pushing it up more and more, you're not going to get the same effect in terms of moisture reduction. but 80 degrees is a good setting to have if you're out of the home regularly. I know if you're in the home myself, I like to keep the home around 70, 72 myself. But again, if the homes sit, they get mold. The roofs in Florida get battered because of the heat and the constant rain, and our rains are very, very heavy in Florida in the summer months, and they're almost every single day. It's a unique weather pattern here when you come to Florida, that these rains that are like torrential downpours that hit for about 30 minutes and then they go away and it's nice and sunny again, but it's stagnant, wet, moist heat. It's just, that's the summer stickiness, Florida, that so many people do not like. And so the snowbirds that leave during the summer, that's why they come back in the winter when it's nice 70-degree weather, and that's what Florida is known for. But being in Florida in June, July, and August is not fun, and it really beats up at those roofs, and those roofs begin to leak, and that also contributes to the mold inside of the homes. And so that's, I've sold so many homes that have had that situation, so many homes that have mold inside of them. So foreclosures are not necessarily the deal that people think they are. So if you're looking to buy a home, don't pigeonhole yourself into any one type of a property. Now, people will sometimes confuse that with wanting to say, I want to buy homes at the auction. Okay, that makes sense there. Yes, you can get deals at the auction, but then you got to worry about legal issues associated with the property at closing, because now you're not getting clear title to the property, and you could have encumbrances and judgments and HOA liens that could cost you more on the property. Plus, you don't have time to finance it. You got to bid, and you got to bring the closing funds to the county or the city the very next day. And so, yes, you can get some great deals at the auction. It's where a lot of the investors are making their money at today in the Hillsborough or Tampa Bay area. But a great risk to somebody who's just looking to buy their first investment property or buy a home for their first time purchase. Let's go over here and take a look at what's going on here in Pasco County now. The Pasco County is our northern county to Hillsborough County. And so a very cost-effective county in comparison to Hillsborough County, much cheaper taxes up there. Insurance rates tend to be lower up there. So up to $150,000, 316 homes available for sale. $150,000 up to $300,000, 861 homes available for sale. $300,000 to $500,000, 631 homes available for sale. And $500,000 to $750,000, 121 homes available for sale. $750,000 up to $1 million, we've got 51 homes currently on the market. And $1 million and up, 29 homes in total over there. What has sold in the past 6 months up to $150,000, 1,800 homes have sold. And you see this same discrepancy over here between available inventory and homes that have sold in the last 6 months. 2009 available inventory, 5333 that have sold in the past 6 months. And we're looking at an average days on market amongst all price points at 55 days on market. Up to $150,000, again, 1,800 homes have sold. $150,000 to $300,000, 2,500 homes have sold. $300,000 up to $500,000, 843 homes have sold. And those price points averaging 42 days on market up to $150,000, 52 for up to $300,000, and 300 to 500 at 67 days on market. $500,000 to $750,000, 122 days on market with 79 days on average. And then from $750,000 up to $1 million, only 12, actually all the way up to the peak price point, 12 homes have sold in the past 6 months. Distressed inventory in the marketplace, short sales, currently 45 available for sale in Pasco County. Foreclosures at 59 available for sale. And as a percentage of the available inventory, 2.24% for short sales, and foreclosures coming in at 2.9% of the available inventory. Short sales, obviously, 87 of those closed here in the past 6 months. Foreclosures, 37. 117 days on market on average for short sales in the county, and 55 days on market on average for foreclosures. You see a big jump here in Pasco County with foreclosures as a percentage of the available closed sales from the other counties. That coming in at just under 7%, where the others are like 2%. Short sales as a percentage of the closed sales coming in at 1.63%. And that again is for Pasco County. When we pull up Polk County here, we got a couple of minutes left there, but you can see the stats and figures on Polk County. The big city over there is Lakeland, so Polk County being just east of us here in Hillsborough County. But as you can see there, similar numbers, but again, you see the REOs as a percentage of the available closed sales. Also high over there at 6.5% compared to the surrounding counties. But distressed inventory over there, just 44 short sales available for sale, 67 foreclosures available for sale. And short sales, 77 have sold in the past 6 months, averaging 84 days on market. Foreclosures, 317 have sold with an average days on market of 46 over there in Polk County. So again, that's our county to the east of us, Hillsborough and Hillsborough County. Don't have a lot of time to go into the different segments, but again, these files are available on demand. Simply email me, jamie@tampabayradio.com, and here very soon we'll be getting these files up available on demand for download on tampabayreo.com. So again, wherever you are at in the country, I can help you out in real estate. And if you're in Tampa Bay specifically, contact me to get your home sold, or if you're looking to buy a home, or if you're an asset manager or an investor with a portfolio of properties, that is my specialty. Happy to help you out with the dissemination of those assets and get you homes sold. And also utilizing unique marketing techniques such as the podcast. We can use some creative things with video as well with your property. So little ways, just one of the ways I differentiate myself from the real estate community. We'll talk more about that on another episode. So again, we queue new episodes of this program Thursdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on thatbusinessnetwork.com. And then find us on iTunes and on YouTube. Subscribe, leave a review. Again, it helps the program get its message out to more and more people, and it also helps the show grow. So again, you've been listening to the Real Estate Edition of That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Maloney, where real estate becomes show business.